Hi everyone, and you're welcome back. It's Anne Butler here from the Recovery College, and I have Lisa, my colleague, with me, the lead peer trainer. So we're back again, as we said we would be, to talk to you about what's important to get through these most difficult times and what we see as a crisis right across our community and across the world at the minute. Today we're going to talk about hope, as we said we would, and we're going to talk about what hope is, the kind of things that take our hope away, and the kind of things also that nurture our hope and help us to get through. So I suppose there's something for me, hope is very personal, it's different for everyone, and for me it's about looking forward, it's about knowing what's important right now, it's about thinking about what gets me through the day, who are the people in my life that help me get through the day, what is it that I can do, and try not to focus on the things that I can't do. And that's really, really important in terms of hope for me. I think about what brings meaning to my life every day, what purpose I have, the role that I play both at work and in my family, which is very, very personal and would be different for everyone in terms of hope. And as we said, hope is different for different people, but I have to think about what is it that gets me up in the morning, what gets me through the day, what can I focus on to keep me forward thinking, and I have a belief that things can get better. That's really, really important to me. Relationships, connection, people, being able to contribute and being able to do things that matter. That helps me feel well, and it gives me hope. That's what brings hope to my life.
Yeah, and I think it's important to recognise, if I think to the time of the many years when I was really struggling with my mental health, sometimes simply making it through the day. Now I talk about getting up and getting out of bed, the things that help me do that, even though I'm worried and I'm anxious. It's different now, but when I was struggling all that time, it was really sometimes just the fact that I got through the day was what gave me hope. So I think it's about looking at this is very individual and personal, and depending where you are in your journey, and if you have had struggles with your mental health, it's about looking at just good enough is enough. You know, it's about not comparing to things that are going on for other people, and just keeping it very real to yourself. But we need hope. We need something that gets us through and something to hold on to, and we're going to talk a bit about what that is. But it's really important to acknowledge, I think, when we're thinking about hope, and especially at this time, for everybody, is recognizing what are the things that take away our hope. Because sometimes just being aware of those things and acknowledging it, when we bring things into our awareness, it means we can start doing something about it. There'll be things at the moment that we can't do anything about, and it's very much about looking at things that we can do, but recognizing things. Obviously everybody's feeling anxious, afraid, it's uncertain, our usual routines are out, and that can make us feel hopeless and anxious. It's about thinking about people who are at home, who are in relationships that are really challenging. Domestic violence can be going on, perhaps there's strained relationships with partners, with parents, perhaps there's difficulties with children. Even if there's not difficulties with children, I mean, my kids are teenagers now, but I'm thinking of if I was at home with them when they were toddlers and they were really close together, that's challenging as well to get through the day, things that come with that. Not feeling heard, not feeling listened to, lack of connection, all those kind of things can make us feel a bit despairing and hopeless. And at a time when we are physically distancing, we'll look at why it's so important to stay connected in whatever form that is. And we're hoping by doing these videos that we are reaching out to you with that. Yeah. Is there anything you want to add to that?
No,
The mental health challenges, dealing with addictions, your normal routines, all of that kind of stuff at this moment can come. Simply the situation as it is, the unknown, in and of itself can be considered a crisis for all of us, and I think it's acknowledging that. So it's looking at what can we do, what do we need to do to nurture hope, what are the things already that give us hope, and how do we focus on that. So maybe you want to...
Yeah, so I think it's really important then once we acknowledge what hope means to us, and what takes it away, and where the uncertainty and everything is that Lisa has talked about. It's really useful to start considering then what are the things that nurture our hope. And the things for me, and I think they're generally the things for most people that nurture hope, are connection, having relationships, having conversations. And certainly now for me at this time, I'm having a different kind of conversation within my family, because my family are impacted, as are most families, in terms of isolation. Drawing from past experiences, knowing what works for me, how I can conjure up hope and cultivate hope in my life is really, really important. So that's about good conversations with my daughter, conversations over the phone with my family, FaceTime conversations, being able to make those connections, remembering that things will not always be like this. I know I've got through difficult things in the past, and most of us have. That's how we get to where we are now. So knowing that we can do that we can get through, making connections, phone calls, having gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude is a big thing that helps.
Yeah. Things could be different and things could be much worse, and they are not as bad as they could be. So it's important to have gratitude, and that is really important in terms of thinking about gratitude, how we think about the tools that we can have in our lives to develop that gratitude. And we'll talk about that in our next video. Thanks very much for listening to us today.
Yeah, we'll check in with you next time to have a look at how we can actually develop some boxes around hope.
Okay. Thank you.